Coach Jonathan Stokes from Wellsville, joining us to lead off the show. Coach, thank you so much for hopping on today with us.
Thanks for letting me have on. Come on.
I mean, Coach, I look at this team and I see pretty much all kinds of players returning that were top stat getters from a year ago. So it must be super exciting times in Wellsville. We already know about the freshman phenom in Presley Stokes, but talk about the team that you have returning this year and how excited you are for it.
I'm very excited. I have Alana Amato coming back, Aubrey Ramsey. I have Stakaya Salas coming back, Brooke Hackney, Sam Drysdale. The only thing we're missing was our setters. We lost Emily McNichol and Paige Green, so we had to do a little adjusting and training and getting us some setters that could fill in her shoes. And I think we're going to do pretty good this season. I'm really excited.
And we know setters are super important for a volleyball team. They're your leaders on your court. So what I'm wondering is who is going to be stepping up, not just as your setters, but also as your vocal and emotional leaders for this team going forward.
Well, I have my daughter Presley stepping up as a setter. We'll run a 6-2. I won't take her out of the hitting position. The only thing that does is takes her out of our serve receive, which we have a lot of good serve receivers on our team. I have Bella Popperrider, which is a sophomore, and I have Miley Jackson. It's another setter I've been training. Step up as a sophomore also. And they've been doing really well. I mean, these are two girls that don't even play club ball, and they picked it up. They're just talented athletes. So they picked it up really quick. I mean, I'm excited. I think we're going to do very, very well this season.
Another thing the whole team seems to have picked up really well is serving in general. 420 aces from a team serving last year. That's an impressive number. I know Presley was in the 90s last year. How much of an emphasis do you guys put on that serving game too, and just making sure you have those good quality serves and able to make up points there?
We focus on being a very, very strict servers. We try to pressure the opponents with our serves. So we want to be very aggressive when we serve. And that's what we focus on a lot in practice, a lot of aggressive serving. We might end up with some serving errors, but the aggressive serving puts us, above everyone else. And that's what our focus is, serving and serve receive.
You guys had a very great tournament run last year, and a lot of these young girls got to experience that, got to realize what the standard is to get to that point. How much do you think that experience is going to help this team this season, knowing exactly what it takes to get to that level of volleyball?
Well, I think that's what kind of maybe shell-shocked our girls last year when we played Monroeville in the regionals. Some of them weren't used to getting that far, but this year we focused on not playing in our own backyard. So we did tournament in New Bremen. That's the top Division 2, 3, 4 teams in the state of Ohio. So we went there to play against them. We might have got knocked around a little bit, but we ended up, at the top with some of the best teams in Ohio. We went to a camp in Girard with Austin Town Fitch, which has a stacked squad. Girard has a stacked squad. So we get to get ready for our tournament play. I don't want to play, like I said, in my own backyard. I want to play against better teams to push us, make us stronger, and get us ready for the tournament. And that's what we did.
Obviously, though, I mean, throughout so many teams that you guys have had, you guys have always been at the tops or near the tops of that EOAC too. Conference play has always been one of the strong suits for Wellsville. What is that like for a coach trying to bring in new teams and get them to understand that culture, that winning tradition, and kind of, I guess, press that reset button once you have to bring in new classes year in and year out?
It's kind of tough sometimes. We don't have big numbers this year. We had a couple girls quit. But we can't slack off. We've got to get these girls ready. So I want everyone to buy into what we're doing. It's going to be tough. We're going to grind. And in our 7th and 8th grade level, they are buying into it. We have one of the biggest classes right now in our 8th grade program. We have like 12 girls out this season. So they'll be coming up to the high school next year. So right now we're pushing them pretty hard right now. So they are ready for with what we're doing up here. So that's what we're doing.
Obviously, you've talked about wanting to play outside of your backyard and expose this team to high-level volleyball, but you still have a conference to take care of, and you still have some quality teams in that EOAC that would love to knock you off and put that target on your back. How do you keep this team focused on the conference games while their sights are being set on, the trying to expose themselves to higher-level volleyball as well?
We just push every day at practice. Push every day at practice. We look at one game at a time. And we're not taking anyone lightly. We're not going to take anyone lightly. We're going to come after everyone. We're going to work hard. We're going to play hard. We're not going to play down. Doesn't matter who we're playing. They have to act like everyone is trying to knock you off the podium. We have big shoes to fill from last year, and these girls have the talent to do it. I think we're going to go pretty far.
You're obviously the coach, but you're also a dad too. So, I mean, looking at a season like we saw last year too, from these freshmen, I mean, how proud does it make you when you see girls like Presley putting up the numbers that she did and all the off-season work that she did too? What does that make you feel as not only a dad, but as a coach too?
I mean, as a dad, I'm super proud. I mean, there's not a moment she doesn't want to be in the gym. There's not a moment she doesn't want to better herself. Like, she plays at the highest level of club ball. She plays National Open, and she drives 3 hours of practice one way. And that just tells me, as a parent, she doesn't complain about it. And as a coach, it just impresses me that this kid wants to, spend 9 hours a day, basically driving down 3 hours practice, 3 hours back, studying in the car, getting straight A's, and getting up the next day and doing it. And it impresses me because she's just hungry. She wants to get better. She wants to compete. She wants to make her teammates better and make herself better. I'm very impressed with her. I mean, I can't say much more. I mean, I'm just very proud of her.
In her early days, did she get you to fall in love with volleyball, or were you the one kind of trying to drive her towards the sport?
No, fortunately, her sisters played volleyball. And her middle sister, she plays at WVU. So, I mean, it's just been competitive. She's always loved volleyball. I call her a gym rat. She's always lived in the gym, always been in the gym and nothing but volleyball.
With having the young team that you did last year, obviously undefeated regular season, I don't think you can really do much better winning-wise than a year ago. But what are the talks then with this team about wanting that more, going further in that tournament and not having it end the way it did? What are those kind of talks with the team after experience a tournament for their first time?
What do I talk to them about?
Yeah. What are your talks with the younger players going into year 2, year 3 for some of them now?
Oh, now you got a taste of that. You got to tell, how did that feel? How did that feel? We were right there. I mean, literally, we were right there. And how'd that feel? And I mean, all of them, they don't want that feeling anymore. They want the feeling that comes after winning that. They want to go to state. They want to be the regional champs. They want to go on to state. They want that feeling to be at state. And I mean, that's the mentality at practice. Our seniors are pushing them. Aubrey Ramsey, she's so hungry. Alana Amato, hungry. I mean, Stakaya Salas. I mean, these girls want it. This is their senior year. They're pushing our younger girls. Our younger girls see it. And, I mean, they're all hungry. They want to go further.
Coaches, as impressive as last season was, we know great coaches still find things to improve on, always find things that they can do better. When you look at last season, you look at going into this season, what kind of things do you want this team to do better over the season than they did last year?
I want to be better blocking. Our blocking has to tighten up, and our serve receive. We did a little adjusting from our scrimmage we had. We've been adjusting our defensive scheme, so that's what we're working on. Our defense, our back row defense, picking up the tip balls, make sure we're staying in the seam. But blocking is a big thing we are focusing. If we can stop them at the gate, I mean, our game changes right there.
As a coach, you do a lot of teaching too, but as I know, there's a lot of coaches that learn a lot from their players over the years. So I'm just curious, what are some things you've learned about yourself since coaching your players and some things your players have taught you over the years?
I learned to start listening to them. Sherry yells at me a lot of the time, you need to start listening to the girls. You know, you can teach them, but, you know, they can teach you some things too. So same way I approached it last year, this is a team effort. So we can discuss things. If there's some adjustments you want to make, I'm open to listen. You know, I'm not going to dictate the whole time. I'm going to listen, you know, what works best for you and figure out if it works best for all of us. So I listen to them a little more. I still yell at them, but
we know that volleyball takes up a lot of your time, and it has for a lot of your life, and you obviously love the sport. What kind of things do you like to do outside of volleyball to kind of, you know, relax, or what are some of your hobbies outside of the sport?
I spend a lot of time with my dogs. We go to the creek a lot. We go out to Beaver Creek, and we do a lot of swimming at the creek. Stay in nature, just hang out with my animals, hang out with my daughters and Cherry, and just kick back and relax. And
what kind of dogs? What kind of dogs do you have?
I have Great Danes. I have 2 Great Danes, a Pit Bull, a teacup Chihuahua.
So. You got like the range. You got the Great Dane and the Chihuahua. You went extreme on both sides. Coach, I will say too, you have probably one of the best backgrounds we've gotten from an interview too. It's absolutely beautiful. I know you're excited to fill that gym. And just talking about this Wellsville community too, the community you'll be playing in front of, how important and how influential have they been in the development of this program and the support of the Wellsville Tigers volleyball team?
Our community has been big time behind us. Last year, I mean, they started packing the gym for us. I mean, everyone was into it. Our boosters are the greatest. My AD is the greatest. He gives me room to do whatever I want. He got, you know, he's got my back no matter what. Mr. Breschek's got my back. Like I said, the community is great. They've been, you know, coming out, taking care of us, looking after us, being in the gym, screaming for us, and it fuels our girls, man. You know, I want to start packing this gym. I want everyone to come out and enjoy watching these girls play. You know, they put on a great show, and you know, I appreciate everything Wellsville's done for us.
Coach, before we let you go, I want to give you a chance to highlight your coaching staff and the people in this program from the bottom up that have helped you make it what it is right now.
Well, we have a new 7th and 8th grade coaches. I have Jaden Hissom, that'll be with my 7th grade, and Natalie Mathis, that'll be with my 8th grade. They're doing a great job. And then I have, you know, definitely Sherry. She's been with me every step of the way. And Sherry Allen, I mean, she's my better half, and you know, she's everything. I can't function without her. You know, I'm the bad cop, she's the good cop. You know, when I go crazy on the bench, she's like, hey, it's time to calm down. And then I added Kiki Perry to it, an alumni. She's a volunteer this year, and she's been helping us tremendously also.
Coach, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today and giving us a preview of Wellsville volleyball. We appreciate your time. We look forward to covering you all season, and we'll have you on again soon to talk about Wellsville's success over the year.
Definitely. I appreciate everything YSN's been doing for us. You guys have just like opened up volleyball all over the county. I mean, it's awesome. I appreciate everything you guys have done.
You guys are the ones that put the show on for us though too, so we thank you as well.
Hey, I appreciate it. You want Presley?
Yep.